Welcome to the Spirit Spot. My name is Reina Shay, and it's my hope to help guide you into your spirit spot, even if just for a few moments out of your day. I invite you to set aside whatever you have before you, if you're able, and we'll begin with 3 conscious breaths. Breathe in through your nose, slowly, evenly, deeply, filling your belly, and breathe out through your mouth, emptying your belly. And breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, and breathe out. Our touchstone for today is community. I believe that the true reality of our existence is that we are all one. We are all part of one divine being. And so because of this, we cannot separate these ideas of the sacred from community. Only when we have peace and connection among all in our universal community will we also know the peace of the sacred. Our reading today comes from One River, Many Wells, Wisdom Springing from Global Faiths, by Matthew Fox. African-American mystic and theologian Howard Thurman speaks often and eloquently of the primacy of community. He perceives the struggle between good and evil as being very much a struggle between community and lack of it. The loneliness of the seeker for community is sometimes unendurable, he warns us. Thurman explains Adam's fall as being his loss of a sense of community with the rest of creation. The fall is a fall away from the community of all creation with one another. Thurman believes that both the Genesis creation story and the creation story of the Hopi people tell the story of the climate of community in which our species began and to which we yearn to return. We are always seeking a return to our beginnings, a healing and redemptive community. But the community which we yearn for is a full community, one that includes all God's creation, not just a segregated one of human dwellers alone. When this community is torn asunder, awful things happen to the human psyche. Thurman actually defines sin as our being outside community. In community, the citizen receives an integrated basis for his behavior, so that there is always at hand a socially accepted judgment that can determine for him when he is lost, when he has missed the way, that is, when he is out of community. Humanity, he says, would never accept the absence of community as his destiny. Man has lost this dimension in his journey. He has sinned and missed the way. Community, by definition, includes all our kin. Therefore, it embraces the cosmic relationships of all creation. We seek to belong. We long to be with others and to be part of their work, their drama. Thurman saw this when he warned us that the community cannot feed for long on itself. It can only flourish where always the boundaries are giving way to the coming of others from beyond them, unknown and undiscovered brothers. What we have sought, we have found, our own sense of identity. We have committed to heart and to nervous system a feeling of belonging, and our spirits are no longer isolated and afraid. We need to resist the will to separate ourselves behind self-imposed walls. For this is why we were born. Men, all men, belong to each other, and he who shuts himself away diminishes himself, and he who shuts another away from him destroys himself. The Dalai Lama laments the loss of community in modern life, a sense of community that rural and less consumer-driven societies cherished. Quote, "We have, in my view, created a society in which people find it harder and harder to show one another basic affection. In place of the sense of community and belonging, which we find such a reassuring feature of less wealthy and generally rural societies, we find a high degree of loneliness and alienation. Despite the fact that millions live in close proximity to one another, it seems that many people, especially among the old, have no one to talk to but their pets." Unquote. He calls us to the challenge of creating the same degree of harmony and tranquility as those more traditional communities, while benefiting fully from the material developments of the world as we find it today. Because of the truth of interdependence among all beings, we come to see that the habitual sharp distinction we make between self and others is an exaggeration. We come to see that there is no self-interest completely unrelated to others' interests. Due to the fundamental interconnectedness which lies at the heart of reality, your interest is also my interest. In other words, community already is. We need to remove the obstacles in us that prevent it from happening. Again, our touchstone for today is community. I invite you to pause throughout your day for 3 conscious breaths and to reflect on how you can find the sacred within your relationships and community. And may you create a great day.